everyone, today we are here to cover 5 important tips for your next paper, which is PM, Performance Management. First one being formulas, second one being graphs, third being variance analysis, fourth being pricing, budgeting and decision making, and fifth one being the most important, which is what to do when you don't know a particular answer in the paper. So let's dive right in. The first tip is about getting your formulas right. So you will say that there is a formula sheet given in the paper and we don't need to really prepare for the formulas. But that's not true because there are so many formulas which are not given to you in the formula sheet. In my opinion, you should make a formula sheet for yourself, which you revise multiple times before going for the paper. And I have a secret or bonus tip for you. So there are formulas with respect to learning curve and relevant costing which are tested too many times in conjunction with some other chapters. So make sure you practice that really well and get the concepts very clear in your head. The second tip is to not ignore the graphs. So I know you might tell me that graphs are very less tested in the paper, but you know what, when graphs are tested, the answers are pretty straightforward or very simple to understand if you know how to interpret the graphs. So graphs could be about interpreting what is the fixed cost line or what is the marginal cost line, or it could also be about understanding what is the ISO contribution line, or just in general finding out what is the intersection of the points of the constraints. What you have to do is you don't have to learn how to make charts, but you need to know how to interpret them. So please make sure you include that in your studies while you do study for the PM paper. The third tip is about variance analysis. Majority of the students get the numerical part of the solution right, meaning the number is right for the variance, but they end up missing the part wherein they have to choose whether is it adverse or favorable. Now you have to do this logically. Make sure that you understand what the variance is asked, that if it's a volume based variance and the actual volume is higher than the standard volume, then obviously the variance is going to be favorable. Don't just go in with the logic of the signs, that is positive or negative. Use logic based checks. One more bonus tip here. Don't forget to check using verification checks so that you can always make sure that your answers are right. The fourth tip is about pricing, budgeting and decision making. So I know you have practiced a lot of questions on these 3 chapters, but the important point that you forget to write or you forget to delve into in detail is that if they asked you a qualitative based question on this area. So what I mean by qualitative is they ask you whether a particular MIS would be good for this kind of a company, or whether it will be easier for this company to shift to activity based costing from traditional costing. These kind of questions require a proper grip on the concept, and to answer questions relating to this in a theory format could get a little difficult for students. So I'm just going to quickly give you 4 steps in which you can write your answers. The first step is mentioning about the concept in 1 or 2 lines. So you can just mention quickly what is activity based costing, or you can mention what is the MIS, you can mention what is a rolling budget if they have mentioned about rolling budgets in the question. And that gives the examiner a clear idea that the student knows about the concept. Second step would be mentioning the situation in the current question, like what the company is going through, but in very simple and very quick points, maybe 1 or 2 points just to relate to the answer. The third step is the main area where we give details about what our suggestions for the company is, and we give in details or more idea about how to shift from one type of process to a second type of process. So this ideally makes up the whole of your answer, but it will be better if you also write step 4, which is a conclusion or a summary of the points that you've mentioned above. This could be very short, very concise, but at least it gives you a nice ending note to the answer. While mentioning the suggestions for the company, I'm sure you will mention the financial considerations, but don't forget to mention the qualitative considerations like better customer support, better customer satisfaction, higher quality goods, maybe quicker delivery periods. All of these points help you to make your answer better, because only financial considerations are not the factors with which we have to give suggestions. Qualitative considerations are sometimes even more important than the financial considerations. The fifth tip is what to do when you don't know a particular answer. As you know, PM is a very logical paper and it's purely based on maths. So when you do not know a particular answer, your best solution or your best option is to just answer the question by the knowledge that you've gained from all the chapters that you've learned in PM and give a mathematically correct solution. Lots of times I also get questions being, should I attempt all the MCQs or not? Obviously yes, because you don't lose marks on guessing. You should definitely attempt all the MCQs as much as you can. But just try to give a mathematically logical right answer as closest to the answer possible among the options given to you. And maybe it could be right, hoping that it would be right. But also with respect to the theoretical answers, try to write the answer in the most simple, common sense way possible, because that is how the PM exam is based. Don't forget to watch this video, which will help you for your ACCA exam. And for all other subjects also, we have a lot of videos on our channel. So please subscribe, and all the best for your paper.